Using Kane with the comes in there.
Didn't stop it. He knew what was about to happen. Wait a moment. Wait a moment.
I see it now. I see it now.
Why you let it do it to you, bad shit?
What? 8 straight.
To show to you that I'm more good than I am bad.
Stop it. They have a family. Don't do it to them.
And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
A 1v5.
And he's sniped by Illusion.
Remedy gonna get gunned again. That was a great nade by Mayo.
Should never have gotten that 3-piece.
Yeah, somewhere deep inside of you, I know you want me to. You're just afraid to say.
Hello and welcome everybody. I am Shifty here with Trevor as we are going to jump into some K7 League Call of Duty action. Today is week 3, the beginning of week 3, event 2 for season 2, and you see the bracket on your screen currently. We are going to be joined by the members of Plague Nation and Swift Uprising to see who can win this absolute slobber knocker that we've got coming up ready to go.
I love your terminology, Shifty. I will never, ever get tired of it. In this last match, if you guys tuned in, we saw a band of Misfits actually take out Noxious Esports. It was a pretty quick 3-0. They came out, played some solid Call of Duty, but I mean, I'm ready for this match. Plague Nation versus Swift. I've seen some people in the chat saying that it'll be a Swift 3-0. They got booed. I made sure of it myself, actually. I mean, I feel like I would make the joke, and that's why I boo people. But I mean, there's the bracket. You guys can see it. Now as we head into the lookout, we can see some of these KDs for these teams. So a little bit of quick math here. Yes, casters can do math. That is so crazy. So just looking at it, you see that Swift does have the better KD. That's going to be an average of 0.16 better in the respawns, and then a total of 0.44 better in the search. Shifty, what do you think about that? Like, how just looking at those numbers, what do you think?
I think what we're looking at is pretty indicative of how Swift Uprising has been playing, not only during the first event, but also into the previous one. They were definitely one of the higher contending squads, so I'm not incredibly shocked to see how solid their numbers are as of current. However, It doesn't matter what your stats play or say. What matters is if you come to play. And let's take a look at the best of 5 map rotation here, as we are going to have a hard point on Azir Cave, then Search and Destroy on Arklov, Domination on Hackney, which is something that I haven't seen in about a week and a half now, so I'm really excited to see that one. Hardpoint on Petro, and then should we need it, S&D on Gunrunner. So great potential map lineup here, as Azir Cave, St. Petrograd, the 2 hard points going to be played pretty similarly. So I'll be interested to see who can jump out first and draw first blood, if at all possible, on this Azir Cave.
Yeah, and one thing to talk about are some keys to victory that I threw together just before the match here. So Plague Nation, obviously at kind of a disadvantage. You are the underdog. Take that and run with it. Come out hot. Take this first hard point. If you can take the cave and you get to that 4th map, you force the 4th map. I mean, they play the same. You took the cave, take the Petro. That's one thing that I have for them. For Swift, you just need to get rid of the plague. No quarantining. Make sure you're getting the kills, getting in their faces though. You just got you got to make the jokes, timely jokes. Other than that, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. If you're on the side of Swift, Plague, like I said, come out hot and just be on fire.
Absolutely. I mean, a hot start, we know, is definitely one of the keys to victory, regardless of who you're playing against, but especially on a map set like this, where we have no repeating maps for the first time in a while. For a best of 5, both teams decided to veto and play different maps for each one, which is, again, something that you feel like you very rarely see here in any type of circuit, for that matter. But what I'm excited to see is that map number 3, Domination Hackney Yard. We've seen, I have seen both members from Plague Nation and members from Swift Uprising do a great job of playing the sub pressure and ensuring that their team can get the map locked down. And we know Domination on Hackney Yard is one of those maps that the kills do determine oftentimes who takes the victory. So it'll be interesting to see as it rounds up in a map 3 that I think will be constant punching back and forth. I'm excited to get ready and go.
Yeah, I mean, this first hard point, if the domination is going to be kills and map control, because, well, it's Hackney Yard, you need the kills, and then map control wins you dominations. I'd say this hard point, it's harder to get map control on these bigger hard points, looking at Azir Cave in Petrograd. So what they're going to want to do here is make sure you're winning those rotations and winning your key isolated gunfights. So I'm not sure who's going to start on what side getting into this, but you best believe whoever's on that long side, someone's going to try to OE, flip those spawns, and get that second money hill. I'm calling it now. I can't wait to see it. We have Plague. We have Swift. Let's get into it, man.
Absolutely. As your map loading up graphic is playing on screen, it is Match Day Thursday, baby, and we have a hell of a series ahead of you. I want to see it in the chat. Who is going to take this home? Plague Nation or Swift Uprising? Go ahead and spam it now as we are getting this map underway. It looks to me like the blue squad of Swift Uprising potentially can get into the hill first. We have Anbu on screen. He's going to be watching over his teammates as now that hill does pop to immediate 3 immediate kills in favor of Swift Uprising. Make it 4, make it 5, yeah. As Plague Nation drops like flies around the first hard point, and P1 going in full control of Swift Uprising.
I like that Plague Nation's colors are green, but man, we haven't seen much of it in the kill feed so far. 4 kills total. Couple guys have just about that by themselves on Swift Uprising. Can't quite see the mini-map down there in the bottom, so we're not sure. There we go. We were just switching guys. We were making sure it looks cool. But no, so it looks like Swift is already starting to get that rotation control. They do have a couple people in that little hallway that they will have to take care of. Shoot them in the back. Keep going. Swift, with putting up just about 30 points already, yeah, 30 there, it hit, on this first hard point is really good, and to already have that P2 control, that's how you play this hard point.
Well, especially on this map for sure, that P1 is definitely something that is very scrappy, as getting those rotations and that spawn control for P2. Also important is Kane getting juked there by Vex's. That was a nice kill there. Everybody from Plague Nation now converging to the back. On the back foot is Swift Uprising now, as Plague Nation, with the help of Lethality, will be able to break into the hill for the first time since the beginning of P1. However, that green team still does have the spawn control. Everybody from Swift Uprising attempting to break through the middle, but 25 seconds left. We'll want to see them begin to rotate over here towards the soccer field. It looks like Swift Uprising has already got those cutoffs ready.
Yeah, so it's actually really interesting that Plague ended up in the hard point for as long as they have, because Swift had the map control. They were there, they had the numbers. Plague just, I don't know if they got some super close spawns or something. It looked like the spawns would have spawned out, but I mean, they took it. They definitely capitalized, and well, they're taking the lead into this next hill.
Getting Call of Duty blessed was the side of Plague Nation, as they take a very minute lead as we go into P3. Now that lead has dissipated as Vex up top by Top Cobblestone. He will drop, as well as two other players from Plague Nation as well. Now Swift Uprising full P3 control. I like this third person little camera pan here, as Plague Nation was able to sneak in from the spiral area and steal a couple kills and get control of that hard point. However, not out of the woods quite yet, as now it's a 2, 3, 4 point game. Swift Uprising looking really solid right now, especially on the back of Anbu, who's already in double-digit kills.
Yeah, something to note there. Anbu is how I would pronounce it. I'm a Naruto fan. Yeah, he has 11, but it looks like TaZ on the other side still only has. Oh, he just got a second right as I said that. He's like, he's gonna talk about me. I gotta get the next one. So no, I lied. It was Fuzzy. He has 1 kill. 1. Oh, he didn't even get it. So maybe he's playing the rotations, but if so, he's not doing it very well. Yeah, sure, he's got 20 seconds. One of his teammates does too. Get a couple kills, man. But I mean,
totally agree with you. I mean,
100%.
In that anchor position and those early rotations, you should be able to, hopefully at least, snag some good timing onto the members of Swift Uprising. But it doesn't look like that has happened at all. As TaZ, like you said, 2 and 8, quadruple negative. As Anbu, there you go, on the opposite side is basically triple positive in at 15 and 6. So 2 completely different slaying lines for both squads, as Swift Uprising still hanging on to a very, very minute lead, as Lethality going to lead the rotations for Plague Nation over to P5.
I mean, and Plague has tried to play the rotations, and they've done a pretty decent job at it, but Swift has just been killing them off the map. I mean, yeah, the overall spread of kills might look kind of even, but when it matters, Swift is getting the kills right there. You see Hermes just get ripped off that little hallway there. That's what you need. The whole kill feed effectively is blue there. You get 1 from the side of Plague, but when Swift's getting the kills and then just bullying the Plague out of the rotations, this lead's gonna double really quick.
Yeah, I totally agree. As Swift Uprising, again, Zeno, I saw a lot of love for him in the chat pre-match. He is holding down this P5 hardpoint with some help over Anbu and Jace's Boogeyman there, as he put down 2 big kills towards that middle map line, as now Zeno prepped to potentially hold all 60 seconds. He will die to a cross-map nade from Surtex, though, as now we are going to finally see P1 begin to reset here in about 15 seconds, as right now Zeno last alive for the side of Swift Uprising towards that backside area. Now they need to get aggressive and push back up to middle map, but it looks to me like if you take a look at that mini-map, everybody on Plague Nation is ready to cut them off.
Oh, 100%. But at the same time, if you're Swift, you don't really want to push up too far. This is where you want to get in, try to contest if you can, but you have the money hill rotation. I mean, it looked like they had it last time, but if you let Plague push up too far past this hill while getting this time, it's not going to look good for the side of Swift, and Plague could potentially make their move, and that's exactly what they're going to try to do, but get cut down there at the point. We're starting to see that pressure from Swift, even sometimes. Guys still back at P2. I mean, they've done exactly what they wanted to. Plague looked like they were going to do something there for a second, but just unable to handle the gun skill of Swift.
Yeah, Swift really coming out and drawing that first blood like we had stated earlier. A 20-second lead now dissipating a little bit underneath that, as Plague Nation does finally get control of P1. 10 seconds left on this hill as we will rotate to P2. We do see that, again, Swift Uprising does have that spawn control. Not only do they have that spawn control, but they have the slaying numbers advantage right now, as it is an almost all blue kill feed up until 2 random kills, really, from Plague Nation towards the middle of the map. Look at how many people Swift has stacked towards this hill.
Yeah, they are stacked. They are ready to attack. There was gonna be a rhyme, but I missed a couple words.
You could have said stacked, ready to attack, baby. That was a rhyme. No,
it was there. It was there. I feel like it didn't flow
short,
though.
That was good. No, it was all right, bro.
It just didn't flow to me. It didn't flow. I mean, and the kills just aren't flowing for Plague either. Honestly, they're getting a couple off this hill, but there's just so many players there for Swift. They're able to break in, but that pressure, those close spawns are still there. They gotta send someone to the back. If not, they're just gonna keep getting flooded. Swift is in a position to even send someone over to soccer field and set up for next, with there only being right around 15 seconds left on the second point.
Looks exactly like what they're going to be doing. They held about 30 seconds off of the initial break from P2, but Plague Nation playing the wiser role here and rotating a little earlier, is nobody from Swift Uprising even able to break past, again, that 50-yard line marker just now, as Anbu is finally able to push with the help of Vexes towards the bottom. But 2 will drop there as Tazy, again, in your hill here, just kind of twiddling his thumbs, waiting for any action to come in front of him. He is 11 and 18, so he has picked up the slaying numbers a little bit, but the real key to victory for him is that he's got 1 minute and 20 seconds in the hill, and he just picks up his 12th kill there on your screen, locking down this hard point for that much longer.
And that's exactly what we needed him to do, kind of being that anchor hill person. You have to get those key kills. I mean, that one's tough. Yeah, I mean, it was basically a double chow there from Swift. But he turned it around exactly like he needed to. And I mean, you can see it in the score. They're technically up by 1. That's not going to change because Plague does hop back in the hill. But I mean, the big battle is kind of going down for the rotation. Everyone's just kind of left soccer field. Swift might get some scrap time. There's less than 10 seconds. They won't get any. They'll get the kills in the back, 1 or 2. But I mean, Cave's where it's at. I mean, it's a 0 cave for a reason. All the points come from the cave.
Absolutely. That P4 is so hard to break if you don't push it correctly. We have a very pinstripe kill feed going down right now in favor of Swift Uprising, but for how long is now 4 members of Plague Nation pushing through the front entrances. Some kills will go down. Zeno picking up a massive 2-piece. Tazy trading with 2 of his own, as now Kane will snag the 3rd, giving Plague Nation the open opportunity to run up and get inside this hill. Nice Kobe from Surtex, as now this game has been the definition of back and forth.
Oh, I haven't seen a hardpoint play like this, and it's been probably over a month for me. There's usually been someone kind of break away and just go for it. But I mean, we have a right around 20-point difference right now. It's rotating to another pretty money hill. It is a little bit easier to break than some of the caves, but Swift Uprising is there, ready for this hill. They will easily just kind of chop away at that lead. It'll be pretty close to tied by the time that Plague gets any pressure up there, especially with how much Swift is just kind of spaced around the map. They are coming from this long side. You got a couple people spawn over there.
Split push,
so Plague,
though, too.
yeah, it is split. Those spawns definitely help that split push, and Plague is in, and this could be trouble for Swift Uprising.
Just like that, we saw the weird split spawn come in favor of Plague Nation, and they ran with it as they were able to push from both sides. Now, 30 seconds left in this hard point. Plague Nation can win it here, as everybody from the green side pushing up and getting aggressive into Swift Uprising spawn. It doesn't look like anybody from the blue squad will be able to push up and make some type of play. Jace's Boogeyman last alive. He will not get it. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Did I do a team nade?
Yeah.
No, did I do a team nade? As Surtex naded P5, he thought that Jace may have won that gunfight and was potentially trying to trade it, but will take his teammate Kane's life instead, as now it is basically a 30-point differential. This game's going to get mopped up right here. Nobody really from Swift Uprising able to contest for long enough, as Tazy finally will drop. 3 points needed. Plague Nation so close to finishing it off.
And they're just not in the hill right now. I mean, Swift has a chance. It literally has to be. I hate saying that. For Swift to win it, it literally has to be perfect.
Oh yeah. You're not wrong though. I mean, you're not wrong though. I mean, is Tazy? I mean, he's putting some perfect shots down through the smoke. Look at this.
What is this hard point right now? I actually don't know what's going on. Like, okay, so Plague finally,
Plague Nation finally closes it out, baby. That was crazy.
I just had to sit there and kind of, I was just astonished by what was going on. Like the hill was cleared, but all Plague needed to do was put their pinky toe in it to win, and they just couldn't do that. I mean, here you see, this play of the game has to be from earlier in the game. Amdu taking those. He did end up with 27 kills. Looks like Swift Uprising, they did, oh my god. Certix dropped a 41 bomb. That was low key. I didn't see that happening during the game.
He was piecing, dude. He was
yeah,
piecing.
he was.
While he was making up for the slaying number differential between TaZ and who was the main hill player, and Xeno on the opposite side for the side of that Swift Uprising squad. So, I mean, hey man, I know COD Champs is going on right now and that everybody's excited to get rid of this game, but let's enjoy it while we can still with what time is left. Again, I'm Shifty, joined here by Trevor. We're going to hop into a very, very quick break, and then we'll come back with some breakdown before map number 2. It's going to be Arklov Peak S&D. Plague Nation up 1-0.
Mouth to mouth, I breathe you in. Swallow down your jagged sin. Let it drown inside my veins. The sweetest poison I could take. You make it an art. The way that you scar with every word. But before we reach the end, strip me down again. Come and get it one more time. Oh, if you wanna lose your mind. Oh, come and get it one more time. Oh, if you wanna lose your mind. Oh, come and get it. Got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah, for my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Game number 2 is going to be up and fired here pretty soon. I am Shifty here, joined by Trevor. Trevor, what did we see map number 1?
Well, I mean, we saw the best of both worlds, to quote the ever famous Hannah Montana. So not really the best of both worlds if you're Swift, but I mean they had their light. They had the blonde wig on there for the beginning of the match. I say that because they were definitely outslaying Plague at the very beginning of that hard point on Azir Cave. But Plague said, no, I'm gonna flip the switch, and actually pretty swiftly took the hard point back from Swift to make a bad pun for all of those in the chat.
I see some people in the chat talking about how Swift is going to take this one. If they are, then they need to get going now. Map number 2 is going to be Arklov Peak, and you and I both know how this map is trade central. And if it isn't, then because of how long those sightlines are, you're never going to win this map. So we're going to have to see who plays more cohesively as a team and who can run away with map number 2. As again, let's take a quick look at our lookout provided by Rogue Energy. Thanks to them and FadeGrips and GitGudHosts, as well as Gamers Resort, for helping provide this league. Very, very blessed to be here. As Swift Uprising again, taking a look at your numbers, the advantage over Plague Nation in almost every way, shape, and form. Plague Nation, though, playing to the level of their opponents in map number 1 and stealing it by about 32 points. So,
yeah, I saw you avoid the math there for a second. So to help all of those in chat, so you don't have to pull out your calculator like Shifty was going to have to, that's going to be that 0.44 that I talked about earlier. That Swift is technically better in KD with Plague. We didn't see that KD difference in the first map in the hard point. That 0.19 wasn't there because I think in the end Plague ended up actually outslaying Swift. Big old 41 bomb drop from the side of Plague. We're not going to see a 41 in this search and destroy, but Arklov Peak can get kind of dicey. Shifty, I don't know about you, but I want to see some snipers.
Oh, I mean, I feel like snipers are the name of the game.
Oh, there's
here
one right
on
there.
Arklov Peak is Jace's boogeyman must have been listening and said, all right, hang on, I got you. We got 2 snipers on the field, one from Boogeyman, one from Surtex on the side of Plague Nation. And to be honest, with how he was frying in that hard point, I would be happy to let Surtex have the sniper.
Oh, he's feeling himself. He said, all right, guys, I know I'm normally a sub, but guess what? I don't even know if he's a sub, but he's just pulling out that sniper. He is ready for it. Interesting to me to see 2 AX50s on this longer map. Some may choose the HCR just because it is a little bit stronger at range. Oh, he's peeking. Ooh, do it. Do it to the man. Okay, so he's not going to peek again, but it looks like a typical, oh, Tazy gets that first blood. We talked about how he wasn't slaying in that first map, but he does get the first blood in here to kind of make up for it. On Zeno, Zeno was a key player for Swift. Oh, that's a snipe. Oh, right in his mouth. It wasn't a headshot, but it was in his mouth. Surtex proving to be the better sniper there for that. Plague taking the early man advantage and kind of stopping this A push.
Yeah, from downtown, Surtex was able to stop the A push right towards that broken side as Tazy on the flank will be able to pick up one. As now Vex is last alive. He's trying to pull a full rotation out of broken and into the B bomb site, and it looks like he might have a free entry over towards that site as the bomb will now get planted. I would really love it if Hero could somehow magically pull the minimap back up. I would love it forever, but you know, it's okay. We'll make work. Oh, there we go. Cool. Oh, didn't stay. That's a shame.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yep. It was Surtex pushing around and given Vex's what for. He said, you're going to try and pull a crazy rotation on me. I don't think so, as he does put him down. Now Plague Nation going to steal round number 1 in no small part to the fact that they got the first blood and had an almost perfect round besides one player towards the end getting dropped there. I didn't manage to see who that was.
Me either, but Surtex smacked him with the pistol. I mean, he shot him. Either way, you said steal. I don't agree with that. Plague kind of dominated that round, in my personal opinion, just to kind of... Oh, wait, that was so many ARs for the side of Swift. That's really nice to see. Screw submachine guns. Surtex with the sniper again. Is he going to be able to get the first pick to open up this A push? They're not pushed up all the way, so they still have the option to rotate back to B. There are 2 people mid-map for Swift Uprising that try to stop that rotation. They'll probably try to hit the flank. Maybe, maybe not. They're going to push through broken. Smokes are down. People are pushing. This is the standard A push. What do you think, Shifty?
Absolutely. I mean, the smoke through broken was so pivotal in covering their advance into that broken building as Surtex trying to find an angle onto Boogeyman here, who is trying so hard to find an angle back. He knows he's going to be sniping there. He does see the sniper glint, so decides to sprint across, trying to bait the snipe out. Won't happen as of current. Only 30 seconds left on that board as Boogeyman will finally take his revenge onto Surtex there and put him down, but not a very easy push for Plague Nation. Up and coming is Swift Uprising, going to grab one and make it a second. Xeno pushing around the side and will potentially have the trade for the last one from Vex's. Nice defensive push there from Swift Uprising, all opened up by the cross-map snipe by Boogeyman as he was able to put down Surtex, and then everybody just converged onto their backside A as a great defensive round from Swift Uprising there.
I mean, I thought I was back in geometry class with all of those angles, man. Like, what's the Pythagorean theorem? I don't remember that. I remember the name because it was kind of long and cool. Something about triples. Can we get a triple kill? You know how cool it would be? Yeah, can we get a triple kill after I talked about the Pythagorean theorem? You know how cool that would actually kind of be? Let's get it on, but let's see that triple kill rushing B for this early B plant. There are two people over at the B side. One's kind of long way out in the whatever those are called. Vex does get the first kill for Swift. For Swift Uprising. Anbu might have the angle there. No, he says, let's just push into B. Oh, off the staircase, but gets the trade, grabs the bomb, probably will put it down. Let's see if he can get it all the way down. Yeah, no one's there anymore. They killed the guy way out in I don't even know where. Yeah,
by the way.
Outskirts.
Sure.
As way out in the, I said half of it.
Wait, BFE failure as that was Tazy who actually did drop there out in outskirts.
Oh, there's three. That's three for Vex. That's a triple.
Yeah.
I'm counting it.
There you go. The Pythagorean theorem does apply there to Vex's, as he will pick up 3 kills and ensure that Swift Uprising has a very decisive B-bomb push, in no small part to Xeno putting down some cross-map shots as well. So the first blood going in favor of Swift Uprising, and everything just ran from there, and we saw it in that B-bomb site. We were talking about how important trades were going to be. I mean, we basically saw one member, I believe, who was that? Oh, that was Anbu, that pushed straight through the front door and baited his teammate so he could kill the guy on top B stairs. So absolutely great round from Swift Uprising as they've won 2 in a row. Now Plague Nation saying anything you can do, we can do better, as now they have a full B hit in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, we joked about the geometry, but it really is all about the angles here on Arklov. As you can see, Swift is just kind of playing those off angles, or maybe not even off angles, just angles. They are going to get the kill there on Tazy. That's the bomb down in the back. I'm sure they see that. They're going to watch it. This player's coming around the corner. No, he jump shot at him. Xeno with the fadeaway. Let's get it.
He's a beast!
He is, man. He said,
Kills did the same thing. He did the same thing to both of those kids. He jumped off of the little rock area and put them down. As now, just like that, it has turned into a 5v2, make it a 5v1. As Kane, last alive, has the whole world against him, and he will die out in BFE. As Swift Uprising will take their 3rd round in a row.
Yeah, I mean, Plague was able to come out and really dominate that first round, but we have not seen that from them since. They're going to have to try to turn it around real quick because you don't want to go down 4-1. I mean, anyone can say that 3-2 looks better than 4-1, but 4-1 really is a lot worse in terms of trying to make that comeback because you really do have to string quite a few maps together. Swift Uprising is on the offense here. They successfully did the B push, but it looks like they're going toward A. You see Plague, no, it's the same exact split for defense. 2 over toward the B side, 3 at A. I feel like that's pretty common for this map. It's going to be about these first bloods here on this A. And as I say that, I spoke it into existence with that Anbu kill. Not even a trade because Vex was there to say, you're not trading my guy. He killed your guy. That's how that works.
Absolutely, as we did see a very typical defensive setup from Plague Nation, but honestly, with how they've been getting ran through over at the A site by Swift Uprising, you're going to need to change up that pretty stereotypical defense as Kane, again, last alive with the world on his shoulders as we'll peek around the corner and pick up one. By the way, did you see that Kane killed himself at the end of last round with a nade on accident? So I don't know if you saw that.
Nah, I'm sure he held his nade on purpose if it's a 1v5. I mean, I kind of jokingly say that to my friends, like, just hold your nade, man. Just hold your nade. You're not going to do it. So maybe he just held his nade just to kind of get out of the situation, not feed kills to the other team. Who knows? That's what I'm going to go with.
That 4-1 did happen now, though. So just like what you were saying, it's going to be quite the uphill battle, to say the least, for the side of Plague Nation, especially when they have yet to put an offensive round on the board. They have only won a defense here on the back of Surtex's snipe onto Boogeyman for the side of Swift Uprising. But again, we'll see a pretty stereotypical split here. Swift Uprising getting aggressive towards middle. That's Zeno. Can we hop on board with Zeno really quick, please, hero? I'd like to see what he does on this flank. Never mind, I
shut
lied.
down.
Yeah, Surtex was smarter than me and locked it down.
Yeah, but here we have a Rolly. I'm gonna say Rolly. It might be Raleigh. Who knows though? He's here on playing this heady on that A bomb, able to get one, maybe the second. Can he get him? No, he does not get the angle. So that's gonna be bombed down for Plague Nation. Reset the clock there. It was right around 45 seconds. That's kind of cool to see. It kind of ticked down right to where it was gonna be. But we do have the 3v1. Anbu's gonna have to pull a little bit of magic out of his pocket. Shots already on him. He's kind of back behind that truck, throwing some stuff at people. Doesn't connect. That's a tough spot. A 1v3 bomb down on this A site is really hard to come back from, just because you do have those headies. But Shifty, we're heading into round 7, and according to Kyle, whoever wins it wins the search. I mean, Swift is obviously in a much better position than Plague, but if they win this round 7, they have the curse on their side.
I remember a very specific map that you and I had the pleasure of casting 2 weeks ago now, I believe, is we did see the round 7 superstition come to fruition. As we saw a 5-1 comeback because they won round 7. So let's see what happens here. Is Swift Uprising on the offensive, but you wouldn't be able to know that from the minimap as how aggressive Plague Nation is playing right now. They've already got 2 players pushed up into Broken. Only 1 player from Swift Uprising able to get towards the middle of the map and potentially make a flank as he will kill Kane. Now it's a 2v2 over towards Broken, and Hermes will drop. So that is a now 3v3, now 3v2 in favor of Swift Uprising, as Rolly does have this bomb. Surtex really the only one that's going to be able to stop it from A as of current. He has 1 player over towards that trench area, as Lethality will now push up and head glitch the bomb and take Rolly with him. Now a 2v2, and the bomb's down in a pretty tough spot with only 25 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, this flank could be big. No, flank is sniffed out. It's not going to do anything. Oh, I lied. Zeno came up through the trench to get it. Wow, that was nice. Okay, so I don't know if the flank was bait, but Zeno used it like bait. He said, oh, they're going to turn around. He just ran up the trench. Was it Zeno? No, it was Anbu. My bad. I read the names wrong. Sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Zeno was on the flank. Anbu came up the trenches. He said, yeah, I'm going to kill people. I think Zeno did win the gunfight on the flank.
It's a big gunfight on the Surtex, too.
It was
absolutely
huge. Yeah, it was huge. I just mixed up who was shooting where. Right was left and left was right, and I may have said that twice.
Just remember to make the L's, dude. Just make the L's.
You're right. Make the L's.
Yeah, just make the L's ahead of you.
I mean, according to the curse, Plague Nation is going to take the L, though, so I might not have to make it. They may go ahead and take that for me really quick.
That was clever. I liked that.
They haven't won an offense, so...
Very true.
So maybe they did, but it didn't matter.
No, they didn't. No, yeah, they didn't. They won defensive rounds only there, as they've only managed to win 2 now, as Surtex will get the angle advantage onto Vexes there, as Kane will take a second kill. That was the sniper of Swift Uprising. However, Surtex doesn't realize he has 1 player. Oh! Zeno absolutely getting turned and burned on by Surtex there, as he heard him. Couldn't make a reaction fast enough was Zeno, as Surtex taking an absolutely disgusting kill, and disrespectful at that, as Anbu now last alive. Speaking of disrespectful, what a dirty peel off of the head glitch, going to run out of ammo at the worst possible time, as Lethality and the side of Plague Nation looking to violate that round 7 superstition, but they've still got 3 more rounds to go, and I am in awe at what Surtex did to Zeno there.
Yeah, that's nasty. That's how,
yeah.
Now that's just nasty.
That's
yeah,
nasty.
that's all that happened there. I mean, Swift does have this offense. Plague has won more defenses than they've won offense, but they've only won 3 rounds. So the quick B push. Oh, Plague knows exactly what they're doing.
I like it. I like this
that is
split.
nice. I don't think this is the first time that they've split 3B and 2 to A, and they have all the information because they just looked all the way down trench, and they're gonna know that all of these guys are mid map. Who's gonna get the first blood?
Look how stuck the players of Swift are too now in middle. Look at how stuck they are.
Yeah. That's 2 quick kills from the side of
Oh,
Swift,
man.
though. I was going to call Vex with the first blood, but I didn't want to call it because then he would have died. Anbu was just ripping people, bro. Kane said, I'll try to get one, but okay, Anbu wasn't able to win the really dumb gunfight on lethality. That would have been actually stupid through the wall, basically, had he have won that gunfight. Man advantage is on the side of Swift, and that holds up through that gunfight. It is left to Kane. I feel like it's just been on him like a couple times, 3 or 4 times so far in this map 2. Able to pick up 1, but it's still a 2v1. This is a tough gunfight because they're both in there, bombs going down, 2 guys set up. Good luck if you're Kane.
I'm in absolute awe over lethality not winning that gunfight, but Kane with his back up against the wall. This would be a 1v3 clutch if he can pull it off. The full wrap coming in from Zeno, though. Will Kane be the wiser and potentially just hop this bomb, as now Zeno will wrap all the way to the front doors. Gunfight coming in as Zeno will finish it out. And honestly, I thought for a very brief second that we could have seen a 1v3 get pulled out of nowhere, but Swift Uprising will put them down 6-3 as things got very nerve-wracking there, as we saw Swift Uprising steal 3 kills and get the immediate man advantage, but Kane and lethality did not go down without a fight. However, doubling the score is the side of Swift Uprising 6-3 as they even up the score line here. Guaranteed to map number 4.
Yeah, I mean, and just 2 players dropped 20 kills. All right, it wasn't a 40 bomb like I talked about before the map, but I mean, you see 22, 26 for the whole side of Plague, and 2 players on Swift had 20 kills together. So that's kind of what does it on that search and destroy. Like on Arklov Peak, which is all about geometry, it came down to the math with those kills, and that's exactly what we saw happen. Swift Uprising, they just went and kind of just killed Plague. And after that, I mean, we talked about this domination before everything started. I'm really excited to get into it. We can't get in quite yet. We're going to throw it to a quick break, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
But it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through? For you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for
Welcome back, everybody. Holy cow. I'm tired. It was a crazy map that we just saw in that S&D on Arklov Peak. 6-3 victory for Swift Uprising. I'm Shifty here, joined by Trevor, as we are going to be bowling our way through map number 3 in domination on Hackney Yard. Trevor, what do you think we're going to see here? Is it going to be similar to the hard point where both teams are pretty evenly matched, or do you think one team will run away here?
I mean, we could look at the KDs, but the KD didn't really matter in that first hard point. I think we're going to see a lot of back and forth like we did. Swift can definitely slay, but Plague showed that given the right opportunity, they're able to kind of take that back. And I mean, that's really what about Hackney Yard domination specifically is about. It's going to be about those killing, not those killings, those kills, and then what you do with those kills in terms of map control. I think top L is key to winning this. So whoever has that top L control and can hold it for most of the game is going to win this domination.
I totally agree, as we will see Swift Uprising starting on the advantageous A side here. If you are unfamiliar of how this map works, that A-B hold so dangerous if you hold it correctly, as we did see a player from Plague Nation already push up and make it through past the forklift area, as he was traded off, but at what cost? Because we have almost all 5 members of the Plague Nation squad dropping now from that very aggressive play, and now 2 members from Swift Uprising can steal B back in their favor and push out that bottom L area. This very well may be huge for the side of Swift Uprising.
Yeah, and they've stopped the OE 3 times already. There was that one, I don't know how he got there so fast, but he did.
And then there were before everybody else, right?
Like he just ran. He missed the bus and was ahead of everyone and then just started running. You get that sometimes in Modern Warfare. But they've stopped the OE 3 times. I've seen at least 3 people die up by that office building. And now, I mean, Swift has just pushed it. They're holding B. They have A. I look for them to push top L. Oh my god, I didn't even see the minimap. He is in top L right now. If he can keep that control, they are going to win this map.
Absolutely, as right now they're off to a hot start, a 10-point lead almost in favor of Swift Uprising with 3.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Again, Swift did spawn on that advantageous alpha side, so you definitely want to see them come out with some type of lead here if they can, as they're looking in prime position to do that, as Kane now pushed up towards the forklift. Will get juked realistically by Vexes there and catching him with the bad reload timing, as Lethality will push through and with some help of Surtex and TaZ will drop 4 members of Swift Uprising, and not only will they control B, they control A as well. They have absolutely flipped the map on its head. Now Swift Uprising on the back foot. They need to capture C to stop the bleeding, as Zeno will be able to break into A and put an absolutely crazy amounts of shots into Lethality to try and flip this back on its head. AC hold coming in favor of Swift Uprising starting now.
Well, Zeno gets shut down right about the time that you finish your sentence, but Vex is there, and can he clean up? He is able to get the kill, so they are able to hold A for now, and this is going to be a trip cap for, like, no, he hopped off. That's smart. That's really smart to hop off there. They're going to draw the players over there. The gunfight goes down. Vex in the back is going huge right now. That's dude. 2 individual crazy big gunfights to hold onto that A, which led to effectively a 3 cap with Plague not being able to have any flags because Swift had CB and half of A, and we're just getting kills a day. So we do see the AB back to Swift. We have, who is that, Onbu in top L right now trying to maintain control, is shut down by Kane. But the fact that Swift was able to do that, like Plague had the flip. They flipped him, and Swift said, you didn't flip us. And they just ran right back to A as quick as they could. And I don't think Plague actually was at a disadvantage after that flip because of how everything played down on the map.
Absolutely, Swift Uprising keeping their nose to the grindstone, and not only will they secure A and B, they will also secure the triple cap, which is also dangerous on this map as Plague Nation trying to desperation and will be able to desperation neutral B there, but not for too long as Swift Uprising again breaking into that warehouse area and putting B back in their favor. It seems like every time Plague Nation makes a solid play, makes a solid overextension, or what have you, Swift Uprising is there to put it down, as that is in no small part to Zeno and Rolly, who are right now 26 and 11 combined between the two of them, and this is just the first half.
Yeah, it's just the first half. Oh, so Plague Nation did start on the bad side. But a good bad side is being down at most 20 points. They are down exactly 40. As I was saying that sentence, it shifted just a little bit, guys. Give me a little bit of a break. But they're down about 40 going into the good side. Yeah, they have the good side, but to go up 40, they're going to have to get a trip cap. They're going to have to play it almost exactly how Swift played it, and then a little bit better. And with what we're seeing on the map right now, that's just not going to happen. But if you go back to that first hard point, the first half of it was, I wouldn't say dominated by Swift, but Swift definitely had the upper hand.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Maybe Plague, maybe they're just late bloomers.
I mean, you gotta hope so if you are a Plague Nation fan, because getting your score basically doubled up on is not a good place to be, especially on the first half. You are totally correct. If you start on the bad side, you want to be down realistically by no more than 20. As my good friend Tugboat pointed out to me and my my terrible math skills on the fly. But if you have 2-to-1 hold, that is a 12-point lead you will accrue every minute, and that basically means that Plague Nation is going to have to play this almost picture perfectly if they want to have any type of opportunity to come back here, as we will see Anbu on your screen capping that home flag, as Kane will do the same towards his spawn. Now B initially going to go in favor of Plague Nation. Nobody from the side of Swift Uprising even so much as able to break in to the B site quite yet.
I mean, and the biggest difference, I talked about the difference between that first hard point and this domination was Surtex. He dropped a 41 in that first game. He's 7 and 13 right now. That's not going to do it. They technically have the upper hand right now, but Swift Uprising is on B. They neutral. They're about to get this cap here. You can see a pretty deadly CB hold on this Hackney Yard, especially if they get that top L control, which is what we're seeing right now. They're in B. Plague is on C, but that means that Swift's going to get over to A and have that favorable hold if Plague can't win their gunfights.
Well, and that's definitely the definition of a desperation capture from Plague Nation, as they did spawn out and immediately rotated across the map to get to C. As you are totally correct, if you do play your cards correctly, you can hold C and B here and make something efficient happen. But it doesn't look like Plague Nation is really in prime position to do anything towards the middle of the map now that almost all 5 of them go down. Hermes, the only one able to pick up a kill onto a Swift Uprising member, and you have to know that that means they're getting that A control back, as now they will neutral and then capture that alpha flag, and Swift Uprising with the immediate advantage here, 44 points in their favor, now 45, as Plague Nation, if they want to win this, they got to go now.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to clear out B there, and they're still clearing out B as I'm saying those words. But, I mean, Swift Nation just hops right back in. They're like, no, you're not having it. We're going to run right back in here.
Triple cap, potentially?
Oh, it is? No, it might be a trip cap. You're right. I mean, they have to rush back, but that's
it, dude.
awful.
There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way that they can win, because Plague had to send 2.5 guys, because that guy just spawned there, back to C in order to stop that. But it's already neutral. They have to waste the time. There's still another guy there. They did not see Zeno. Okay, I think they just got him. They did get him there. But that just wasted so much time. That was like a solid 20 seconds that Plague has that they now can't use. Because they have to have the trip cap. They're down by a bunch of points. I'm not going to do quick math. I'm in the middle of the sentence. But Surtex,
49.
Yeah, that guy that we had to highlight who dropped that 41 in the first hard point is 11 and 19. That's a -8. Nowhere near what he was in that first hard point.
Absolutely, and when you have that lack of slaying power, especially on a map like this where the map control is oh so pivotal, you're going to need to see better numbers than that. But on the flip side, can we talk about how well Zeno is performing right now? That man is 27 and 13. He has been on several multiple kill strings, and he has been really doing all of the work in the slaying department for his squad. 2 other members in the 20-plus kill category for Swift Uprising, and it is in no small part to their map domination that they will win this domination. And at this point, it's mathematically impossible, even with a triple cap. Per triple cap, if you have it for a minute, then you get 36 points. And yeah, this is gone. This is over.
Yeah,
So-
Shifty, you can't rhyme domination with domination. That's not how
did,
rhyming
though.
works.
I
You're
did,
not
though.
allowed. No, I know that you did, but you're not allowed to do
I
it.
did, though.
At this point in the domination, we can try to break down gameplay for anyone in the chat, but there's no point. Swift won it. They're just gonna run around killing people. We'll see some knives out. That's a sniper. Zeno has a sniper. He's joking people with the sniper right now. That's actually what he's doing. They punched Hermes in the face. I'm gonna call it the face. You don't see the headshot when they punch him.
Broke his
It's more
nose.
yeah, it's more dramatic if you
Broke
say
his
punch him in the
nose,
face.
dude. I agree. I mean, Plague Nation really falling apart at the seams and then some here in this domination is
HDR.
I've seen them struggle in domination before, but goodness gracious, this is an ass whooping. I mean, there's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it, as Plague Nation will have their work cut out for them, as we will transition into map number 4 again. We're going to have a map number 4 on Petrograd, so it is going to be a St. Petro hardpoint, which again, you and I highlighted it earlier. It was in your keys to victory. We see Azir Cave and St. Petrograd hardpoint get played very similarly. And if the first map was indicative of anything that we'll see later, map number 4 is shaping up to be a good one. But especially with Plague Nations back against the wall, as again, 2 seconds left here. It is all said and done. A 53-point victory for Swift Uprising. That is a handy victory, to say the least.
Yeah, they 100% just smacked him in the face with that domination.
Ooh, nice little two-piece
that
there.
was a little nice two-piece
like
there.
that,
He
yeah.
did. I mean, it didn't do him any good. They ended up losing the round. but
Correct.
It was a little nasty. I mean, he went 14 and 28. That's a double negative. But he had the
17
nice
from Zeno, though.
Yeah, dude, he was popping off. Like, wait, you say 36? He
36
pulled out the
and
sniper at
17.
29. That means that he got 7 kills with the sniper at the end of that domination. But that's enough about the domination. Swift completely dominated it. I did it too. God dang it, Shifty, you did it to me. I didn't mean to do that. But we are going to that...
domination with
Hey, chill.
Trevor.
I'm trying to close it out and go to our break. All right, chill. So Plague did win that first hard point, but their guns have not been anywhere close to where they were at the end of that first hard point. They got smacked around in the search and completely dominated in that third map. So I look for Swift Uprising to take this series 3-1 after taking this Petro hard point, because they had almost every rotation. It was just Plague's gun skill that ended up winning them that first hard point, which is not there after those last 2 maps that we watched. That's enough about breaking it down. We're going to throw it to a quick break, and we'll be right back with that St. Petrograd hardpoint.
Don't you dare go anywhere.
So why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go. So why is it so hard
Welcome back, everybody. I am Shifty here, joined by Trevor, as we just saw an absolute ass whooping on map number 3. A 53-point victory for the side of Swift Uprising by the scoreline of 183 to 130, as we will be bouncing into map number 4. It is going to be St. Petrograd Hardpoint. Trevor, what are you expecting to see here? I know you and I talked earlier about how good they can play on this style of map if they play cohesively, but like you said earlier, Plague Nation on the back foot, and will we see Swift Uprising ride that momentum into map number 4?
With all those shots through the smoke and you can't even see the guy, yeah, I think that Swift Uprising's actually going to get this dub here because he got like hit markers on like 4 different dudes just walking through there. I think the key factor for Plague Nation is going to be Surtex. Like I said, he was the one that really stepped up and carried not necessarily carried, but played a big role in them winning that first hard point. So they are getting points on the board. The kill feed has been mostly green, not anymore. That's a bunch of blue. Hermes is trying to keep the green in there just a little bit. But I mean, if you're Swift Uprising, you're not going to push this hard point a ton because that P2 is that money hill. Like, sure, let them soak up the, that could be almost a full hold. They might have to get in there a little bit because like giving up 50 points on the first one is kind of tough. Get the contest, but make sure you keep the spawns. Plague right now, we talked about how bad they slayed in the last 2 maps, but I mean, they're bringing it.
Absolutely, as Plague Nation will do pretty much the definition of a perfect hold on P1. It can't get much better than that, especially with how scrappy that hill can be. But like you said, that does give Swift Uprising the ability to rotate early. But we did see Plague Nation break into the Cafe Hill first, but will immediately drop. So Swift Uprising will take the early advantage into P2. But how much damage has already been done by Plague Nation will make this a definite must hold, especially as we begin to transition across the map, too. I mean, 30 seconds left on this hard point before you got to get Boogie in because P3 is all the way on the opposite side of the map. So only being able to take 20 seconds here, though, that's not a great P2 from Swift Uprising, especially after how well Plague Nation held P1.
Yeah, so that is not ideal. You're going to want to put up that 50 right back. But Plague Nation actually has the rotation for this next hill in Hazmat. Kind of funny that the Plague is going to be stuck in Hazmat. Just a little wordplay there for us, as Leo Thality is how I'm going to say his name, is watching these long crosses just to try to stop anyone from coming. He stopped him right there. He said, "I see you, Vex, and you're gone." But Plague is set up. They're set up to win this, so I was not confident in them at all. They must have heard it, and now they're just frying. He killed him. He killed him before he got exploded. That's kind of big.
Yeah, full killing spree from the side of Plague Nation is. They will now take a 40-plus point advantage. Lethality off of the spawn will be able to pick one off in the backside as well. So huge P1 and P3 for Plague Nation, as Swift Uprising very wisely cutting their losses and attempting to rotate and get control of that bottom bar area. We're going to see a lot of kills fly in towards the front of P4 here, as they're going to be absolutely necessary to bring this back. Plague Nation, a 60-point lead right now, and that's not what I expected at all coming out. But I mean, take a look at the slaying numbers again. I mean, we have Rolly quadruple negative right now, as well as Boogeyman. Basically, he's 3 and 11, so we'll want to see that rather uncharacteristic play of them get mitigated very quickly. If not, then we're going to see our map number 5.
100%. I honestly think that we are going to see that map 5 after this is gone, but this could just be like the reverse of the first hard point, you know? Swift was like, we'll come out hot, we'll run at them and do it, just to kind of do that. I said do and that a lot there. My bad, tripped over my words. But I mean, Swift Uprising is holding this point right here in Pool Hall. I mean, they're holding it well, trying to minimize the damage that they have taken. I mean, Plague had almost a perfect 1 and 3 in terms of hills, and then absolutely just stopped Swift from having that P2. This has been the first solid hold that we've seen from the side of Swift Uprising, and they're already kind of set up for that P5.
Well, they're letting that snowball roll now as they were able to control about 50 seconds out of P4. That's pretty much the definition of a perfect hold, is now they've let that leak into P5 as well, as now Plague Nation was able to break in. Let's see if they can get some kills as TaZ, along with Leothality and Surtex, will break down the hold from P5 on to Swift Uprising, as now that lead will get surmounted back in favor of Plague Nation. Swift Uprising was able to mitigate that lead ever so slightly, but now a 20-point lead and then some for the side of Plague Nation, as 3 more huge kills will go on towards the back, and Surtex will pick up 1 into L, make it a 2nd inside of the hill. They are on an absolute tear right now, as Swift Uprising finally able to break in for the last little scrap time. But you gotta be careful, because we saw Plague Nation control 50+ seconds on P1. You definitely don't want to let that happen again.
Yeah, and we mentioned that Surtex was the player to watch, and he's 18-11 right now, and he's doing exactly what he needed to do. I mean, Anbu is 19-9 on the other side, but he doesn't have much help across the board. 3 of his teammates stuck at that 8-kill mark when everyone on the other side is double digits right now. So Swift Uprising actually is in this P1, but Plague has flipped the spawns for P2. So they didn't hold P2 or anything last time, but they put so much pressure onto Swift Uprising, who was set up for the hold, that they basically held it by not letting them have any points. If you were to look at like average spreads and things like that, the first 2 hills, it was absolutely ridiculous, the points that Plague put up against what Swift did and how their spawns were originally.
Absolutely.
We do. Yeah, it was. I wish I knew numbers off the top of my head.
Definitely uncharacteristic, right? I mean, definitely uncharacteristic of this map for sure, to see one team put 50+ points on the board in P1 and then still somehow stop the opposite squad from coming back into P2. Is Swift Uprising very, very good P1 there, and it puts them back in the lead ever so slightly by 13 points now, as Hermes and 1 more player from the side, that is TaZ, from the side of Plague Nation, will now attempt to hold down P2. Big gunfight onto Zeno, and he will drop, as now 30 seconds or so left on this hard point, and it looks like Plague Nation are primed to control almost all of it on the back of a nice 2-piece from Surtex. We're going to start seeing some rotations for P3 here come before too long. Zeno honestly kind of over-chowing here, I think, is those P3 spawns going to be oh so important, especially for the next 60 seconds in this game, as if Swift Uprising wants to get that lead back, it needs to start here.
I think what Zeno was doing there was dying to get there quicker. And if he did, super big brain. If not, wishful thinking.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that'd be a 200 IQ play if he did that, to be fair.
I hope that he did, because that's like such a smart play. So we do have Swift Uprising holding down Hazmat right now. I think Zeno is the player to watch, because he's been one of those like X factors for Swift Uprising. Able to drop that 36 bomb in that last domination that we saw. But right now, Surtex with the side of, I said that as he got a kill. That is so cool. It was actually 2. He got a double kill, as I said his name. That never happens. He's about to die. Just kidding. He hasn't died yet. Wow. It's kind of like I'm trying to get him to die, but he won't.
The reverse curse.
Yeah, that's exactly what Swift is doing, though. They're trying to kill this guy, and he just won't die. He's 29-17 right now. Hardpoint is his mode. That's a crazy spawn. Couple kills from Kane there. He knew that they were going to spawn there. And which actually, that's the spawn that they want them to have. Sure, they get the last 20 seconds, but now look, all of Plague Nation is in that pool hall, which is, there's so many angles. It's like that geometry we talked about a couple maps ago. So many angles that they can hold in order to keep this hard point. So not only did he get a couple kills to push them further back, but now they're set up even better. I mean, you have the boogeyman trying to jump through this door. Oh no, he died before he could even get close to that door.
Yep.
This
might be over, dude.
I think it is over, honestly, unless they can break through right now.
I mean, this is being an absolutely huge break.
Number 5 in the back. Zeno,
yeah.
Is that Zeno?
Yep,
he might be able to do something.
Very patiently, does pick up a 2-piece, but immediately traded off by Leothality. With how far out some of these spawns can get towards P4, may be over in favor of Plague Nation, as Leothality putting down more shots across the middle. Does have some help across the front from TaZ, Kane, and Hermes, as they've all pick up respective kills. The flooding will start now, as nobody from Swift Uprising able to break in for longer than a second, as Plague Nation is in prime position to take this hard point as well as, oh my goodness, lethality turning and burning. It will not happen quite yet. We will guarantee at least one more P5. Swift Uprising already there. See if they can lock this down, but Plague Nation only has to steal 2 seconds. They're going to have to play some picture-perfect hardpoint here.
Yeah, and it's not looking that way so far, especially with Surtex, the guy on the hill. He's the guy on the hill. He gets the kills. That rhymed a little bit too. I'm proud of myself for that one. But Surtex, hey, I mean, we said that he was the X factor for this game, and I mean, he went off, honestly. I mean, okay, so Anbu did fry on the other side. I'm actually really interested to see what he did.
Yeah, Surtex 30 plus there. Easily 36 and 21. So
yeah.
Again, answering back to Zeno's 36 and 17 from the previous game, is Plague Nation will take a 51-point victory, a little bit higher than the victory that they had taken in the first map. But you and I both know that those S&Ds are the swing maps. As Swift Uprising was able to double up the round count onto Plague Nation in map number 2. Let's see if that happens in map number 5, as we will be right back with a very, very quick break. Again, I am Shifty, joined by Trevor. Don't go anywhere. We've got map number 5 right after this break. Welcome back, everybody. I am Shifty here, joined by Trevor. And I told you it was going to be a slobber knocker when we started this one. Now, as we will get into map number 5, it's going to be Search and Destroy on Gunrunner. What are you thinking we're going to see here? What's going to be the key to victory, Trevor?
Well, first, you don't have to say slobber knocker. That's not required. But second, Gunrunner, it's going to play a lot different than that Arcloth peak that we saw. I mean, we're still going to see the geometry that we talked about quite a bit. But as we go through this map on this awesome intro to it on this Thursday match day, we're going to see some of the different angles that you can take. It really just depends on how aggressive the team is. Remember, this is oddly a offensively favored map.
Offensively favored.
Yeah, normally Search and Destroy is favored by the defense, but here we have the offense. So that's always kind of a fun thing to watch as rounds get close. People throw kills. That's a nasty first blood. I've never even seen that angle before.
Wow.
If this is geometry class, man, he's the teacher because Onbu has just been frying people on those off angles, man.
Absolutely taking advantage of that hypotenuse, if you will, that very long corner angle, as Onbu will take that first blood. You are totally right. This is a very offensively favored map, and we tend to see the B bomb get favored more than anything, as Vexes was able to hear that one Plague Nation member coming through the water, as that was Hermes, as he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, quite literally, as Vexes will put him down, and Swift Uprising will take the first round in a rather dominant fashion. Only one player from Swift going down as Plague Nation backs against the walls already. I know it's just one round, but we're going to have to see them come out with the same fire that Swift Uprising came out with in that first offensive round, because I think the key to victory here might be whoever is able to steal the most potential defensive round wins will end up walking away the victor. As see if Swift Uprising can answer with a second round in a row, as the bomb going to get stagnant towards that middle map area, as Rolly will pick up the first blood onto Hermes. Immediate numbers advantage going in favor of the defense.
Yeah, and I think I'll agree with you on that. Oh wow, that's a lot of kills really quick, and that's even more as I can't even break down the map, guys. Quit playing it like a respawn. Let me talk. Jeez, it's just Kane. How many times has Kane been left alone? He's got to be that kind of anchor, maybe calling the rotations and seeing like that. He's gonna die here. No, he got the kill. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't. He got the kill on the boogeyman, but he's trying to run away. I don't understand how he's alive because he got shots put into him by whoever's up there by the B bomb right now. But I don't see him winning this round. He doesn't have his nade to hold this time. It is a 1v2, so it's very doable, but where the bomb is down does not favor him at all because they could just sit here with those angles and watch it. Is it inside a bathroom? Oh, that's
sure
rough.
Is, buddy. Yeah, this is over, rough. Skis. I mean, he did pop the dead silence, but it's going to be a very, very tough gunfight for him onto Onbu, as he will take the height advantage and put him down. The height advantage, something unfortunately I don't have IRL.
I will vouch for that one. Shifty is a very short man.
It's a real damn shame. But Onbu taking that height advantage and putting down the second round in favor of Swift Uprising, and that is no bueno for the side of Plague Nation, because you know as well as I know, after the ball gets rolling, especially for the Swift Uprising squad, it's hard for them to slow down. Plague Nation needs a defensive win here.
They
nice
really
Kobe.
Oh, that was a nice Kobe. He just said yeet. But is taken down with the trade by Rolly. And then Vex is able to get that second kill. So while Plague did get the first blood, Swift answers back, gets two more. It was a trade and then some. So here we have Surtex. Just kidding. We no longer have Surtex. Tazy does get the trade onto Onbu. He's left in a 2v2, 1v2 with Kane again. What does this man do? Does he just stand and spawn?
He's got to, dude. I mean, either which way, when your teammates are falling all around you, all you can really do is sit back and hope that you can run into somebody. Unfortunately, Boogeyman there going to get the advantage after hiding in the little box cubby, as Swift Uprising will take 3 consecutive rounds here, as they have flipped a switch. And it looks like they're intending on putting Plague Nation down very, very quickly, as now they are back on the offensive, and I was waiting to see this. Will we see a potential A hit here? No, they get to about the 3rd map line and decide to split off and go towards B, and they will pay for it with lives, 2-2 trades. Now is a 3v3 with Tazy with the bomb. I mean, again, kind of stuck in a tough spot. He is going to be rotating over and putting it down on B. Great nade from Kane. Now a 3v2. Plague Nation finally with the advantage.
Yeah, and then it is. Oh, Hanbu, he should not
And then
have
it's
won
gone.
that big. Okay, yeah, and it's gone.
Yeah,
so
right.
Kane actually got first shots onto Anbu there, and Anbu just turned and like absolutely demolished him. Anbu is taken down there by Tazy. Oh, this is the 2v1 with Zeno left. He does have that little bitty head glitch, but Tazy has the rock. And can you smell? If it was a frag, that'd been a lot better. But it was gonna be awesome. I was hoping he was pulling a frag there because he was cooking. Yeah. But he is able to.
It's cooking.
He does clean up the final kill. Plague Nation is able to get that round win that they absolutely needed. And yeah, so it's 3-1. But Swift Uprising did. I mean, it was an offense. They have Plague is gonna have to win a defense at some point in their time on this map in this series to break down time frames.
Absolutely.
Could this be their defense? I don't know. Let's find out.
They need to, as Tazy getting very aggressive with the dead silence. Vex will be the wiser player holding in that U area and will put him down for the first blood. Lethality creeping around the rock. Does he see him? No! How does he not see him on the bomb? He's playing right next to him. He will be able to pick up Rolly and make it a second onto Boogeyman as Hermes will steal the third kill, make it a fourth. Now Anbu again last alive in a 1v3, and at this point he is so far back you can play the trades on the defuse, and that's exactly what they do. Certex rather, will put some shots down onto Anbu after Kane giving up his life, baiting for his teammates, and just like that, the defensive round that we needed to see from Plague Nation comes in a crazy fashion. I still have no idea how Lethality did not see him planting the B-bomb, but to be fair, it probably worked out a little better for him that way, because he somehow was able to string together 2 insane kills.
Yeah, he was just absolutely just frying people right there when he was at that little rock right there by the bomb. Kind of weird that they shouldn't have got the bomb down in the first place, but hey, it worked out for them anyway. They got their defense, and now they're on offense. I would love to see the A hit because no one's really super covering it. There's Lethality with that frag kill off the rip, but Boogeyman has the Simtex. Tazy with the first actual gun kill. So that ends up in a man advantage to Plague, who do need to get this round to tie it up. They're kind of pushing up the B side, just kind of creeping. Bomb is down now. Lethality does drop. That's big. So in terms of map, yeah. So I think, yeah, this is a 1v3 with the bomb down. And it's Anbu again in this position. Unfortunately, if you're a fan of Swift Uprising, the 3-0 lead that you came out and had is no longer there because Plague Nation just turned around and won 3 straight. So, I mean, basically this is a reset, except you're playing half a search now.
Thing you can do, we can do better. This is round 7 coming up right now.
Oh, this is big 3v3 round or 3-3 round
is
7.
round
Where is
7,
Kamika
baby?
when we need him, bro?
Kyle,
Oh my
we
God,
love
where
you
is he?
if you're in the chat or hanging around. We appreciate you, brother, as round 7 is on your screen as of current. Anbu getting a head full of steam along with his team as they will go towards that A-bomb site as Vexes will put the first blood in favor of your blue team. That bomb is going to get planted over at A, and nobody from Plague Nation is the wiser as now Kane will drop. They have 2 players on the flank as Anbu will take 1
he
and
got a
a
bolt.
second as now Lethality last alive 1v4 with the bomb down. This is not a good position at this point. He would be better off doing what Kane did in that second map and holding the right bumper for me as he will attempt to push in and try to make something happen, but Zeno going to have the angling advantage, and just like that, Swift Uprising takes round number 7. What's going to happen? Will that be indicative of the rest of the game here? Swift Uprising defensive, so if there is a round that they need to steal, it's going to be this one.
Oh, 100%. And this is the big one. So they did win the round 7. Kyle, wherever you're at, thanks for sharing that with me. I'll forever see that at a round 7. Kane's throwing the nades. Can he get anyone with it this time? I think it exploded. No, he did not. There is a gun kill on the side of Swift there to give them the initial man advantage. Sorry, I lost
trying to
myself.
Were you trying to read there?
I was trying to read.
It got pixelated for me too. As it is a 3v3 now, though. Now make it a 3v2. Swift Uprising putting a numbers advantage in their favor as Hermes was able to rotate and pick up the bomb, and it looks like he has a free A plant here.
I mean, he has to, which is kind of weird. I don't know. Anbu could sniff it out. If he does have that angle that he is so good at holding, I don't know if he's on top of that train car or if he's next to it. But he may be able to see Hermes as he pushes to that A. I assume he's going to push to the A. Maybe he's waiting for his teammate to shoot a couple shots to turn heads the other way. But no, I mean, they're going on the long flank to A. They're trying to sniff it out. No one's at B. They have the coverage. They know that something's up. With man advantage, you're able to kind of push these weird angles. And we've got a guy coming from him at the back. Yep. There he is. Bomb is down in a 1v3 situation. Good luck, Certex.
Hindsight is 2020, as you would have liked to potentially see Hermes push up and put that bomb down without waiting and baiting his teammate, but did not matter, as Anbu on your final kill screen will pick up the last one in favor of Swift Uprising. It is 5-3. However, we did just see Plague Nation win 3 back-to-back-to-back rounds on their own, so it'd be interesting to see how Swift Uprising plays this offense. It looks like a full-on A assault again, as now only one member from Plague Nation going to wisely rotate over that way, as the bomb will still be in favor of Swift Uprising. 2 immediate kills go down for Plague Nation, but 2 will get traded back. Now a 3v3 with that bomb planted at A. This is a huge retake.
Yeah, I would actually kind of like to see Plague Nation take 2 rounds and us go to round 11. But with Anbu on a 5 killing spree after these last couple rounds, that's not going to happen. He has 11 kills. This dude's frying. He is shut down there by lethality. But I mean, just looking at the map and where everyone's standing, I don't know. I lied. It's a 2v1. Plague might actually take this.
Yep,
bomb is down, and they have to watch that.
Yeah, they will.
Okay,
the last member of Swift Uprising will drop. Is now Plague Nation attempting to draw it back. I saw Vexus in the chat going with the GGs, said he wanted 10. Well, you got one more round to get it, my friend.
He said never mind to wait.
It is 5-4, as he thought it was in the but Plague Nation playing spoiler there, as now they will be back on the offensive. Vexus, I really hope that didn't just vex your team, because if so, we're 1 round away from a round 11, and it needs to be finished right now. If you are a fan of Swift Uprising, Plague Nation will have the bomb, and they're going to play a very conventional B over towards this boiler area. Very hard hit to B now as they smoke the area out. Lethality will throw the trophy system down. 2 players from Swift Uprising on those blue boxes, though, as they will get a nice angle and pick up the first blood. Immediate numbers advantage in favor of Swift Uprising. Now a 5v3, 5v2, as Lethality and Kane now last alive. Lethality will pick up 1, but a 2v4 here. This is going to be the definition of an uphill battle, as now Lethality stuck in a corner. He needs his teammate Kane to help him out, but big flank coming in from the left side by Boogeyman, as he will pick up 1, can't pick up the second. Now Lethality left alive in a 1v2, but the bomb is down in a really, really tough spot. Be interesting to see how this one plays out.
It's going to be a really tough 1v2. I mean, the players are just kind of waiting for him. I'm sure they know the bomb's down. They're just going to be watching and waiting as Lethality tries to push up. He's already got a couple kills, but no, he is shut down. Vex called it in the chat. I don't know if that's confidence or what, man. He came a whole round early and said GG's in the chat, man. That is not what you want to see if you're a fan of Plague Nation. But Swift Uprising, I mean, they came out really hot in the search and destroy. Plague tried their hardest to bounce back, but Swift just kind of put them down there at the end.
10-5.
He did.
His Vexes. That one last round was what you needed, brother. As he popped into the chat and said he wanted 10. Well, you got it, buddy. As that was a hell of a match. It boiled down to round 10 in map number 5. It was back and forth. I think that was the first time in a long time that I've seen a team win both hard points.
That is kind of weird.
And go on to lose map 5, right?
Yeah, you don't see that very often. I haven't seen map 5 in quite a while. I've been in some pretty quick casts the last few times that I have, but it was a pretty nice map 5. I did not expect Plague Nation to be able to take both the hard points, but it makes sense because the maps played so similar, and that's actually something that we did highlight early on. But in the end, they tried really hard and got so far, but it didn't matter because Swift was there, and they put an end to it.
Absolutely incredible stuff from the side of Swift Uprising. Congratulations to them. They will move forward in this second event, week number 3. Again, take a look at your bracket here. I'm going to imagine that we probably had a forfeit from the guys of Sapphire Wolves, as Monolithic will advance onto that one. Don't you worry, though. Tomorrow we will be back with Finale Esports versus Valiant Gaming. And we will have some more great Call of Duty coming up for you here very soon. This weekend is going to be chock full of some great MW action. I'm really excited, especially for that Band of Misfits and Swift Uprising match that will be coming, I believe, Saturday. So absolutely insane stuff. Thank you again to everybody who makes this league possible. Rogue Energy, GetGudHosts, FadeGrips, Gamers Resort. You guys are all awesome. Thank you to Hero, our producer, who was running the stream despite some family issues going on. We appreciate you giving up the time that you do to make this happen. Trevor, thank you for joining me and making this cast so incredible. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We hit 70 viewers, which is really, really awesome. I appreciate all of you for stopping by. This was a hell of a match. I was very happy to be a part of it. Trevor, do you have any closing statements, sir?
No, Shifty, I just love casting with you, man. It's always a great time. And it's great to have Hero in the back, man. He knows what he's doing and he gets it done for us. Really appreciate you guys. I'm ready for some more Call of Duty. Whoever's in the chat right now, you guys better be back because me and Shifty, the dynamic duo, we're back later this week.
We sure are. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully we have that Band of Misfits versus Swift Uprising match. If not, then I think we will have the Monolithic and the winner of the Finale and Valiant game. But either which way, you will see, or well, not really see, hear mine and Trevor's voices on this stream coming up very soon. We will see you tomorrow night. On behalf of everybody from K7, I am Shifty, joined by Trevor. You guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe, and come back tomorrow for more COD.